All right, Kathy's, welcome back for another episode of Group Chat, number one podcast in the world. You know, Jason Calcanis has really stolen that from me.
Yeah, they all listen. We know they listen, and they've stolen it.
Because that is a very much.
That
was my idea.
We started that like
eight years ago. 8 years ago, but I like it. I like that people pay attention.
Yeah, what's it? Flattery or
imitation is the best. It's great. I love it, and I love All In. So
yeah, they're great.
I'm happy that they found a new phrase.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the things I wanted to talk about. So we had a leadership offsite yesterday and on site.
What does that even mean?
Basically, we took all the leaders in the company and we spent half the day together talking through all kind of the topics of the business that, you know, we kind of do it once a quarter.
So how many divisions? How many people?
It's about 10 people.
Okay, so 10
across
divisions?
finance, technology, design, product.
Basically 10 divisions in their heads.
Yeah. And so some people overlap in the same division. But you know, one of the things that like, obviously 90% of the conversation is confidential. I can't share, but like the part that we kind of all made a conscious effort on is we had a discussion around AI. And one of the things that we were talking about is like putting AI as like the forefront of the culture of the company, like embracing AI, whether you're an engineer, a salesperson, an operations and finance. Like, how do you, in your job, utilize the AI tools that are out there today?
Because there's tons.
There's tons, right? And so we have done some stuff in reconciliations. We've done some stuff in sales. We've done
What's reconciliation?
Like, you know, when you ship an order, it's short ships, let's say. Got it.
Okay. Yep.
You know, and then the dollar amount.
You thought you're selling 100 pieces and then 80 shipped.
80 shipped, and then so the buyer then wants to pay on 80. Doesn't want to pay on 100. So you know, there's a lot of back and forth that happens in a transaction. So you know, we had this big discussion around it, and you know, we kind of made an effort saying, okay, going forward, we're gonna change the culture of the company and be AI first. Because like a year ago, saying that was, you could say it, but we're not an engineering company. So like, where are we gonna, you know, like we have engineers that utilize AI, but like the rest of the company, it wasn't clear where AI played a role. And the more and more that I think about it, I started realizing that like everyone has to think AI first in the way they operate their life. If you're running a business, look, if you want to go and whatever, play baseball. But like, if you want to operate a business and you're not incorporating AI into the way you operate it, there is a tool for everything now, right? Are they accurate? Not yet.
Yeah, you see someone on top of it. That's what we've always talked about.
Yeah. So it's not that the AI will replace you, is like the saying. It's the person that knows AI will definitely replace you. And I think that's the piece that, like, you know, 5 years ago or 6-7 years ago, we were saying, you know, if you're a marketer, you got to get on TikTok. And the people that learned TikTok became the new creators, the new brands. How many brands were birthed off of TikTok in the last 5 years? So many. Became mega brands. You know, like all these, Poppy probably blew up on TikTok and then became this popular business. So I think like similarly, we have this like pretty massive shift that's happening in the world with AI. And every day something is happening. So you kind of have to stay on top of it.
Yeah, like Gemini released their new update today, which is Google's AI. And
ChatGPT yesterday released their 4.0 image thing, which every marketer was like testing and playing around with, where like they were showing, like, you show a picture of a hat and then you say, I want a country Western guy in Utah wearing it. And they boom, the image pops up. And so I was playing around with it this morning.
The ChatGPT version?
Because I'm just curious. Yeah. And then I went to Grok and I tried it. And then I, just seeing across.
Everyone's it's almost like one of those long track races where there's always someone ahead of the next person. And then the next person comes up. Yeah. Because right now, everyone's beating the next person on every version.
Yeah.
Whether it's Grok, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, then there's SIS. Which
so what's interesting is
hasn't even released a product and is a $33 billion company.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. But I think if you're the one trying to compete with the OpenAI and Gemini, I think you're fucking toast. I think that race is over.
I think that's what everyone has come to the conclusion, that the LLMs, it's commoditized.
Yeah.
You have the giants all using them, and what they call is inference.
Yeah.
Like, how do you infer on top of this?
Yes. That I think that's like no one could have built the App Store besides Apple, but there was a lot of successful apps.
Of course.
And that's, to me, like where
$1 trillion worth of companies.
Yeah. And I think many trillion, right? So I think that's where we're at now, because like even I think Perplexity CEO said that they're doing $100 million ARR. OpenAI is doing 12.5 billion. 12.5 billion. That's what the reported number is.
Still losing $3 billion a year.
Yeah, but like they're doing 12.5 billion fucking dollars. I mean, that is so much revenue for basically, from a product that recently launched. It's been around a long time, but like it's going to be really hard to catch up to that. 12.5 billion.
I don't know. I think to make a sustainable business, DeepSeek proved, obviously the numbers are all lies. So they seem to be pretty efficient.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they can't be efficient, but you're seeing like the scale of OpenAI is 12.5 billion. And if SoftBank gives them the 40 billion that they're saying that they're going to give them, have a decent amount of runway.
If you're SoftBank, why wouldn't you just do DeepSeek? Because they don't have the political restrictions that American investors do.
But DeepSeek could get banned in America.
But if it's almost like how China viewed, we're going to control all the countries that America doesn't want to go. So all of Africa and South America.
Yeah.
And we know you're not going there.
Yeah, I agree. But the opportunity is still America.
Yeah.
It's similar to like, if you look at where BYD as a car has now eclipsed Tesla from a feature-rich standpoint, BYD will never see an American fucking ground.
Because US will ban it.
100%.
Or do 100% tariff.
500%. Autonomous driving car owned by a Chinese company in America is...
Everything I've seen on Twitter with BYD is they're leaps and bounds ahead of Tesla.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. We'll never see it. Right? Like it's never going to happen because it's a national security risk at this point.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I think
especially autonomous.
Yeah, that's just, I
mean, we've seen all these movies, even like Die Hard 4, I think, where the cars just get controlled by everything's happening real time.
Yeah.
And you just run through red lights and you get hit and
yeah, exactly. So I don't think BYD ever sees an American ground ever. And I think it's the right thing to do. And there's a chance that like a Chinese LLM gets fucking completely banned from, America at some point too. But it's more open source. So maybe you can say, okay, doesn't matter. It's the world's to play with and it's fine. But it's staggering the size, even Anthropic, how big these companies have gone. They're doing billions of dollars of revenue already. Right. It is like real revenue.
And the majority is B2B.
Yeah.
It's not consumers. How many consumers are really paying for it?
ChatGPT is the only one that really makes money, mega money consumer facing. Like they're probably doing billions of ARR in the ChatGPT Plus. But everyone else, yeah, it's all the B2B. That's the opportunity. It hasn't even hit the consumer yet. So you guys,
I know, I see your staff. They have everyone has ChatGPT, the paid version.
Yeah.
Are you guys paying for everything else too?
No, only ChatGPT.
Why'd you pick that one?
I mean, just because
it's first?
It was first. Yeah. So like in order for us to switch, I think someone would have to kind of
But what's the switching cost? You just have a different app and you stop using the other app.
Yeah,
it's the same product.
Yeah. I mean, it's just more of like...
Because the whole hook and sinker with SaaS was if your whole company's on Slack.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, all your communication now needs to be in this new app.
Like we can never leave Slack. We're fucked.
That's the point. But with this, it's a knowledge base.
Yeah.
So it's not like your employees are communicating via this. It's just access to knowledge.
Yeah, I guess it hasn't been proven that for what we use it for, that any of these other things.
I mean, everyone in your office is ChatGPT their face off.
We use it for everything.
But I'm just curious, when do you start trialing the other ones.
I mean, I think it leads from our engineering. Like they're trying Cursor, they're trying all these other things, but that's more for engineering. I don't know if we've gotten, feedback from anyone on the team saying that there's a better solution.
The point,
like we're using it for like product descriptions.
Yeah, the point with the LLMs is that there's very low switching costs.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous SaaS kind of legacy, there are high switching costs.
Yeah, I mean, I think
if you have 1,000 employees with all on, you name your SaaS company.
Yeah. Salesforce.
And you'll be like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But here, you just turn it off and turn a new one on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you think it's better.
Yeah. The only thing is like what we're using it for is not the most complex thing in the world. So it works, right? Like if maybe finance or engineers will alternate between different tools that are a little bit more effective. But for us, it works.
Is there any software that you've been able to remove because of all these LLMs? Like a lot of companies have like 15 software apps.
I don't think we're there. We're not that big yet where we have like our software bill is enormous. But I'm sure there is.
Like HubSpot.
HubSpot's AI is fucking good though. They've integrated a lot of AI tools. We're stuck on HubSpot.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
Because that was always like one of the biggest, even though when we were running apparel, which had no technology, we realized our software bill was so high.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Okay, we'll see. LeBron was on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
That's the big shots fired in the Twitter community today.
Yep.
And the shot fired is basically, he obviously has beef with Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
So why go to another network? Go to the biggest guy on the network.
Same network.
ESPN. I think the time is the same too, right?
No. First takes before, and then it leads into Pat
on
Mac.
Another channel.
No, same. ESPN.
Okay. It's not ESPN
it literally
too.
leads into Pat Mac.
And then surprise guest was LeBron was on for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. All right. I mean, Pat Mac is my favorite sports media personality by far. And
did he address Stephen A. Smith?
Oh, he went so hard.
Really?
I mean, the memes are all there and the clips are all over Twitter.
I haven't watched it yet.
So I will say this pretty confidently. It was the biggest sports interview in sports history.
Wow.
To get a guy of LeBron's stature, one of the GOATs,
in a casual environment.
And talking freely for an hour and 15 minutes. All those ABC interviews, they're all bullshit. Yeah. Right? It's scripted. He's got the conversations.
Yeah.
And Pat has this like unique ability to, just pierce the veil.
Yeah.
Right. And he's leading LeBron into like Bob Cousy sucks. Right. Like, like
what do you mean?
Meaning like what would LeBron do in the 70s?
Oh yeah. Well, those guys were clowns. Yeah.
And he didn't use himself. He's like, Giannis would score 250 points a game.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what would happen in the 70s. Yeah. And he went after Stephen A. I mean, I've never seen an athlete of his stature talk so freely.
Yeah.
And he even said, he goes, Stephen A. is probably so happy I'm talking about him right now. He's probably in his tidy whities going to the fridge and laughing while getting ice cream because it benefits him.
Yeah, like tomorrow everyone's going to watch Stephen A. Smith to address it.
Yeah, and then he went after Windhorst, which I kind of felt bad about.
Why? Isn't that his guy?
I thought it was his guy. He goes, this guy pretends he's my best friend.
Yeah.
And he said I've never seen an unfiltered superstar of that stature. Brady's never done it.
No, Michael never did it. Tiger
Jordan,
doesn't do it.
None of those guys have ever done it. Everything's all like pre-programmed.
Planned. Yeah.
And they were able to get it out of him. It was
well, he went there to talk freely.
He went there because he had beef with Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
And
he has a podcast
knew this would piss off Stephen A. That he's giving the clips for Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And, they're playing the Pacers today. So that's why he was in Indiana. He's in studio too.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't Zoom.
Yeah.
It was so, honestly, it was going to be my content for the episode, but anyone who's watched sports, you got to watch this interview because you never see people that important talk freely.
That's awesome.
And he was cussing a lot of motherfuckers, fuck shit, this,
really?
that.
Do they beep it out?
YouTube, you can get all of it clean.
Oh, okay. So it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
So go on YouTube. He's cussing the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I'd watched the ESPN, half the thing would have been bleeped out.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it on YouTube.
Because I knew he was going to be cussing. I knew they were all going to be cussing.
Yeah. And Pat Mac cusses?
Oh, yeah. He cusses nonstop. Half his show is bleeped out.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. I got to watch it.
It was great. I mean, he even made jokes. There's one of the guys is black, Darius Butler, who's a corner who's on the show. Yeah. And he goes, we're outnumbered here because there's 3 white guys. But you don't hear the people talk like this.
Yeah, not on TV. You hear it on podcasts.
Yes.
You don't hear it on TV. That's great. I'm very, very excited.
You should watch it tonight before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 15. It's just...
No commercial?
No, it's straight.
Wow. That's crazy. That's exciting. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think... And then I saw he launched his own podcast with Steve Nash.
Yeah, he announced that on the YouTube or the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically what he did with JJ Redick, he's doing with Steve Nash.
And it's on Amazon Prime?
I don't know where it is. He didn't say on the episode.
I think Amazon Prime posted
but it was so fun. It was honestly, as a sports fan for my entire life, it was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Really? Wow, you're really selling it. All right. All right, let's get into some more news. On the basketball, since we're talking basketball, we'll add to it here. Steph Curry and Michelle Obama are releasing their own hydration drink called Plezzy.
I saw that. I think it's going to fall flat on its face.
There's no way it's working.
I don't even know what the motivation is because I don't get it because Steph is obviously Michelle Obama is still super famous, but Steph's still in his prime. If you want to do a hydration drink, you could probably find someone else.
I just don't like... I don't understand.
And I love the Obamas. That's the problem. And I'm like, I don't get this combination. I know the Obamas, if it was Steph and Barack, I know they play golf together.
No, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
The former presidents and first ladies should not be launching hydration drinks.
Yeah.
Like it's such a like.
But this is one of the things with Steph that a lot of people that are in his orbit that he doesn't have great business advice.
No.
He's obviously incredible. He's going to go down as one of the greatest. But like, this is clear. This isn't good business advice.
Maybe they're just leaking to see how people think. But like, I don't know.
I mean, if Steph did a drink with Speed,
that'd be more relevant. I'm drinking whatever Speed's drinking.
How good is his China visit?
I haven't seen anything.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So Speed, for those who don't know, he's like the biggest thing on streaming.
It's him, Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, and a few others.
And Speed is fascinating to me because he's like very athletic.
Yeah.
It feels like he's really fast.
Yeah. Didn't he race Tyreek Hill?
No, I think Tyreek Hill wouldn't race him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, he's a young guy. He's like 23 years old. He lives a crazy life and he goes all over the world. And
they're all going because he was in China. So that's my algo.
Yeah.
Tiananmen Square. He went to Great Wall.
Yeah.
And he is very similar to...
You went to Tiananmen Square in China and anyone recognize that?
What do you mean?
I mean, they don't admit anything happened there in China.
Yeah, I know, but it's posted.
Yeah.
And it's all steak branded.
Yeah.
Everything's steak.
Oh, yeah. That's CCP.
Yeah.
You don't get to have a camera like that rolling around China.
And what's crazy is like, I don't really watch Speed the way I watch Kai Cenat. Like I see all of Kai's. Is there like a barking thing with Speed? Do you guys know about this?
I mean, barking.
Yeah, I've seen him bark.
Because all these Chinese kids kept coming up to him and barking like a dog. So you have like hundreds of Chinese kids running up to him and barking.
I don't know. That's stupid.
But anyways, it was similar to when like not as big as like a Kyrie or Kobe back in the day.
Yeah.
When he was walking through public, it was chaos.
Yeah.
And then Kai Cenat went to Brazil. That was chaos.
Yeah.
He had to go meet with like a favela mob boss for safety reasons, and they filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, I really like how quickly the streamers are. Like, I feel like
this is like within 3 years, right?
I feel like they're evolving their business a lot better than like, a lot of the early Instagram fame people. I felt like they didn't parlay their business fast enough.
Even the YouTube guys, original YouTube, and then like even the original TikTok, like a few of them have lasted. The rest have all fizzled out. These streamers, and I think it's because the quantity of time you spend with a streamer is higher than, let's say someone on TikTok, right? You're 15 seconds. These guys are streaming every single day. So you have a very like close personality, personal relationship with these people. I will say that it is very scary that he's in bed with Chinese government, because if I look at like, how do I mean, he went to a kung fu dojo.
Yeah. Like if I think about like, how do I manipulate young men? I would probably go to Speed and Kai Cenat.
Yeah. You know what to your point about how different these guys are. So our mutual friend, leave the name out of it.
Yeah.
Same agency as Kai Cenat. He's an agent. Mm-hmm. He told me the way way Kai works is if you say like, hey, I have a Warner Brothers deal for you. He's like, great, I'll DM him. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
They don't use the middlemen.
Yeah.
And he said they take it to their own thing. Like Kai had that Kim Kardashian North like video. I think she was a big fan. Yeah. He's like, that was all him DMing them.
Yeah.
Like Kim DM Kai DM.
Well, I think what's happened is the evolution of the influencer has now, they're really smart and sophisticated. Like those guys are not dummies.
No, of course not. You can't be this big if you're...
In 2020, when we used to see these TikTok dancers, we just like, these guys are idiots. And they proved to be the case.
Yes.
These guys
very few have lasted.
Yeah, and they don't have the intelligence. But I do think like these guys, because they're sitting and talking all day, they've become really fucking smart, and they have real-time feedback, right? They're seeing the comments, they're A/B testing what they can push.
Well, clearly that's the whole stream. You look at the chat.
Yeah.
And you look at the chat and see what people like.
It's unbelievable.
Like. But I thought the more interesting thing is they're not relying on the old guard to get them deals, they're like, oh, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Yes. Super, super interesting.
I mean, a bunch of Chinese kids barking at him.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a Speed thing. You just confirmed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he barks and people bark back. I don't know, whatever. But I think the point is that like, it's pretty exciting to see how quickly the entertainment business is evolving. That this is like streaming is becoming such a powerful medium. And I think if you just look at just entertainment broadly, there's a constant evolution happening, right? Like even like today, Endeavor, which is WME, finally went private because they felt like the public market didn't value their business. And this is a consolidation of TKO Entertainment, which is UFC, WWE, and the agency business. And so, Silver Lake was the largest shareholder. They took it public. Now they bought it all back.
Yeah, at a 55% premium.
Yeah, they paid themselves 55% premium, right? So that, potentially could be some funny business happening, but whatever. They clearly see more value in the business. The more interesting thing is like, I think UFC is severely undervalued. I think WWE is doing the Allegiant Stadium, I think, next weekend.
They were in Scotland on Monday night doing Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
My guy, Pat Mac, was the commentator. I mean, what he's doing for all these different programs, even College Game Day.
Yeah.
Pat Mac's on now every Saturday during the season. Kirk Herbstreit said, I was about to quit, but he re-energized me.
Because he's just bringing a new level of excitement.
Yeah, new energy. And I agree. WWE and UFC are so undervalued. And the thing with WWE is these guys all become actors, right? So The Rock became a superstar. John Cena's a superstar. There's that guy Rhodes. He's going to be an actor.
Yeah.
Good looking dude. He's wearing suits. He's obviously jacked. And they've done an insane job of getting these like incredible athletes that are all jacked, but they're also good looking, that they're going to get that second act.
Yeah.
And people want them on their shows. They want them in the movies. They want them. And the brand's going to go crazy. I didn't watch the Vince McMahon doc. Did you?
No, but I want to see it.
I want to see it because I want to see, like, how did he create this?
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Because wrestling, when we were young, we all watched it.
I mean, it was big.
It was big, but it wasn't like
the cultural phenomenon that is.
No, and they didn't become movie stars.
Yeah,
and Rock was the first one.
Yeah, and but I think that's why these guys took the company private, because I think like mainstream people don't appreciate how big UFC is, how big WWE is, how big like these properties have become. They're fucking huge.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why. If you think about what the actual public wants, they want LeBron on Pat McAfee, not on like a scripted show.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why he didn't go on Stephen A. Smith's First Take.
Yeah.
Because they're all wearing suits. He gets to wear a hat. He had headphones.
Not going to Stephen A. because he hates him.
Yeah, but you also don't get to talk freely. It's not a comparable medium, is the point.
Yeah.
And WWE is not mainstream.
Yeah.
But it's super popular.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the public is telling these big corporations, like, stop, putting everything in like in
a box.
In a box.
And that's why Speed and Kai Cenat are so
they're
popular.
out of the box.
They're doing what they're literally not in the country. They're in China. Right? Like, think about how many American kids are watching that saying, I want to go to China.
And that's their first exposure to China.
Yeah.
You know how many kids have never seen a picture of China that saw it?
Why would you? Where would you see it? We don't show it.
There was a Chinese person that I think is like in tech tweeting like, this is the greatest marketing for China we've seen in a long time.
Why do you think it's state sponsored? They know that. China is really good at finding ways to brainwash.
Yeah, I would guess that like a 23-year-old is going to want to go to China.
16-year-old.
16?
Yeah, I think
is that the age?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I'm 41.
Yeah, well, you're outside the box.
I want to hear the barking.
Yeah, but a 16-year-old is watching that and be like, oh, China looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll go to China one day. Or maybe their perception of China changes.
I think I'm telling you, for a young person, it changed.
Yeah.
Because all you hear is negative.
Yeah.
About China.
Yeah. Now you got like Shein, Speed.
Well, you're going May. Maybe you should start barking.
Yeah, I will not be barking. Not the people I'm around, and no one will be barking at me. All right, let's move on. So I have not followed this story at all, but I know it was a big thing yesterday. I feel like people have already moved on, but there is a group chat going around with JD Vance, Secretary of Defense. Who else is on it?
National Security
Advisor. And they accidentally
a reporter from Atlanta.
So I saw in one of our chats, you said there's no way this is an accident. I agree. No fucking way it's an accident.
What I was pointing out in one of our group chats is...
What were they talking about? They're bombing the Houthis?
Yeah, they basically put out the war plans.
Yeah.
And they leaked it to a reporter.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the politics. I don't care about, we're not experts on the Houthis.
Yeah,
so,
I have no idea what's going on. But I do think it's purpose.
The point that I was making in our group chat was everyone's in group chats. Everyone's listening is in a group chat. When you talk shit about a mutual friend, you triple check to make sure that friend isn't on the chat.
Yeah.
And it's a new group chat. Yeah. It's like a side group chat of the group chat.
Who do they talk shit about?
No, I'm saying like if we're in a chat and we want to make fun of one of our friends, we make sure.
So they were talking shit about the Houthis.
They were giving the war plans. Like, how do you not know that there's a reporter on the signal?
Well, that's why everyone's like downplaying us from a national security standpoint. They're like, no. They wanted this out.
Yeah. And this is like the tinfoil hat of it is that this kind of section of the government was leaking this. And there might be some, turmoil within the administration that they purposely had this guy on, and it could be to undermine Trump so they have more power. Yeah. They all had to testify in Congress the last 2 days. Yeah. Everyone's lying about everything. I don't believe it was an accident, is my whole point.
I believe that. I don't know what the agenda was, though.
I don't know what the agenda is, and I'm not.
The agenda could just be like, let's pressure test if like
if you're going to talk shit about one of our friends, you're going to make sure on that text that person's not on.
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just go
rogue.
If I think it's funny, I think it's more important to deliver the content. That's
intentional to directly make sure that friend knows.
Yeah.
And if we're all that careful within friend groups, how can you not be that careful within national security?
Yeah.
That's all my point is.
Yeah, I agree. That's fine. But it's unbelievable content.
Great content's definitely taken the news cycle the last 48 hours.
Great. I vehemently disagreed with one Trump policy since he started. And the policy I disagreed with is that he was going to shut down the congestion fee in New York City.
I saw that.
As a frequent New York City goer, the congestion fee was the greatest thing that ever happened to that city.
So traffic's down?
Way down.
So you don't have to ride the subway. By the way, I meant to bring this up. Derry rides the subway to work. Obviously, we talk about Walgreens. You know how many people hit me up trying to get the Walgreens plug? Anyways, he says when he goes on the subway, he stands so far back from the platform and is literally a head on a swivel to make sure he's not getting thrown in the tracks.
Yeah, obviously.
And you said you ride the subway. Is that what you do too?
Oh, yeah. I'm very careful. I'm not sitting down.
That's pretty crazy. You're afraid you get thrown in the tracks.
Well, yeah. The main thing is like my biggest concern is when the train is coming, I stand like in the middle between those things because I don't want to get pushed and I try to keep my back to the wall. So
because Twitter makes it seem like it's happening every day. I don't know what it is.
It's not happening every day, but there's just a lot of crazies in there. Screaming, yelling, people are just, it's like people are nuts.
He's in a suit, so he's a target.
Yeah, I could look homeless, so people don't bother me. But this congestion fee, here's what happened. They've collected $100 million. It's in the first 2 months. And the way that it works, it's a $9 fee on passenger vehicles from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Oh, sorry, on weekends, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. A 75% discount for all vehicles during the overnight hours, putting the after hours toll at $225. And then trucks and motorcycles and blah, 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 blah. I think New York City had there was a global traffic ranking that came out. Everyone always says LA is so bad. The top of the list was New York and Mexico City. The data shows that New York is way worse. As a person that's to sit in a car a lot in New York, it's fucking horrific. And so
what's it from JFK? 2 hours? If you land at the 7 a.m. flight?
Yeah, hour 30, right? And now way less. And then even like getting around from like downtown Manhattan to Midtown now is like 12 minutes in a car. 12 minutes by sub. It's just so much different in terms of the speed of which you can actually, it's made the city so much more enjoyable.
So why is he?
Because, like I think a lot of people who work can't drive anymore. Too many people drive in New York. It's not a driving city.
Yeah. I don't know why you would. And parking's insane.
Parking's impossible to find and it's expensive. So I've just been thrilled with this whole experience. Moving on. I don't get this. Meta, aka Facebook, is looking to charge $14 a month for ad-free Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
How is that happening? Who's going to pay for this?
I wouldn't.
You would pay for it?
I would not.
No.
I kind of like the ads.
I do like the ads.
I discover things.
I don't.
You think one of his UFC homies said, "I don't want ads"?
I don't know. I'm very. I want to. I have not seen more details around this, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Who the fuck is going to pay for that?
I wouldn't, and I don't think.
I don't think there's that many ads in my experience. And frankly, you're right. I do like the ads. It's not like TV. TV is annoying, the ads.
Yeah, it's just pharmaceutical
because it stops.
Companies. You think RFK can really get pharmaceutical ads banned? That would cripple network television and cable television.
It'll just be cheaper ads and new people will come.
But there's only so many minutes.
Yeah,
but pharmaceutical bids it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch ESPN every morning. It's just pharmaceutical ads.
Yeah. That's why he wants to ban it. It's so ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
And at the end of every ad, risk of death, stroke,
liver, diarrhea, heart disease, depression. Yeah, you know what? Call your doctor now. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts.
It would cripple like the upfronts.
Yes, but I think it's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing. It's only USA and New Zealand that you're allowed to pharmaceutical ads.
Yeah.
In the world.
I'm so aligned with.
That's one of the things I agree with, that we should definitely be banning it.
It doesn't even make sense. How can you?
You should be marketing to the physician, not the patient.
Yeah.
What does the patient know?
Yeah. You want to breathe right, but you might have depression. All right.
Yeah, they say like suicide's a risk on a lot of these ads.
Yeah. Well, you might as well just say everything. cover your ass. I don't know. We'll see. I want to move on. I know we're gonna have not as long as episode as usual because gotta get back to work. But winners, losers, content. Who is your winner of the week?
Pat McAfee.
Okay.
Greatest sports interview in the history of sports.
Okay.
Very simple.
All right. I like it. My winner of the week is a bit of controversial one. I'm going to go with Elon and Tesla. I think Tesla's under real fire, right? Like, you don't want a sentiment shift as a consumer brand. We saw what happened with Bud Light. Like, you do not want that. I've seen some like counter support where like people who like him are doing it, but he's the reason why I'm making him my winner, because I'm not even saying that Tesla even wins this battle. Like, they could easily lose it too, where like they lose sentiment. They're the number one car in America, number one car in the world. Will they be the number one car next year? I don't know. Like, I think it's a toss up. If the election doesn't happen, 100% he's number one. So he is playing with fire. The reason why he's my winner is like, he's like literally risking his fucking empire to just prove his point on topics that like may or may not be relevant to him in a year.
Well, I don't think it matters to him anymore.
Yeah.
If he's worth 400 billion or 150 billion, does it really matter?
Yeah.
So he's just doing whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
I really don't think he cares.
No. I don't know if you heard on All In, they were talking about, but we went to Elon's. So one of the podcasts, they said they went to Elon's house and he lived in Texas, Howard Lutnick. And he's got like a 1,200 square foot bullshit ass house that looks like a college bedroom. That's his house.
Yeah.
Like, so he clearly doesn't care about money.
No, I think that's been clear for a long time.
I know, but sometimes
he slept on his factory floor when he was already rich.
Yeah. It's just a bizarre, like, he's just a bizarre guy.
He's bizarre. And I really think he's at the last level of the simulation. He's running the world.
Yeah.
And he's having fun with it. Yeah. Like I think they said on one of the pods, like if you saw his office, you'd be like, who wants to work out of this place?
So funny. With loser.
All right. My loser of the week is people on Wall Street in New York. Apparently they're broke.
Are they? Why?
They said the bonuses have peaked and it's crashing the New York economy.
I don't feel it at the restaurants yet.
Well, I think the problem in New York is you have the top 1% who are billionaires.
So you're talking about like a guy,
the Murray Hill guy.
Yeah, like a $200,000 guy.
Yeah.
He's not getting a big bonus this year.
That's what they're saying. They said it's peaked from 24 and they don't anticipate bonuses the way. I mean, IPOs aren't happening.
So, but that's changing. That Wiz acquisition.
Yeah, it's huge.
That paid a lot. A lot of bankers are going to eat off that one.
I think the senior guys, the ones that are at the restaurants you go to.
Yeah, but like to give a guy $200,000 guy $50,000, $100,000, he's going to get paid. Like, it looks like who else filed to go public today? Oh, Discord is hired Goldman Sachs, right? Like we've been waiting for that one. I think the IPO market's going to be open.
Well, so all these companies like Discord and many of the other late stage companies have already had bankers since 21.
Yeah.
And then the market just shut.
Yeah.
So everything's lined up. It's just they're waiting for market conditions.
Yeah,
they're waiting for April 2nd.
Yeah.
April 2nd's the day.
April 2nd's going to be a bloodbath. We're tariffing the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, they said you saw the Venezuela. Anyone who has Venezuela gas gets. Yeah. Guess who the biggest consumer of Venezuelan gas is?
Who?
America.
Not anymore. We're drill, baby, drill. All right, my loser is Canada. Travel from Canada to the United States is collapsing. They don't want to come here.
Well, we have travel bans now. Not travel bans, travel warnings from
Canada, UK, Germany, France, New Zealand, Finland, Denmark, Australia, Mexico, Japan, India have issued travel warnings to come to America.
I don't blame them given what's going on.
Yeah.
You can just get roped up into a large just ice situation. It's pretty like I was talking to our mom about this. Like me and you are American born citizens.
Yeah.
She doesn't even feel safe. Because she's a naturalized citizen.
If she was Republican, she would feel very safe.
But the point is, you can put a rap sheet around anyone.
I know, but I haven't heard the stories that everyone has claimed. They're all bullshit. I haven't seen. We would know someone that got deported.
Oh, you mean of like you're talking like
the fake professional NBC stories of like. This family's been here for 40 years. Yeah, but they were traveling back and forth from Mexico and Colombia every month for 40 years. Maybe they were doing something illegal. Like, I think the amount of people that got deported. Number of people. I'll give you on this one. Number on actual, like non-illegal
The thing
things.
is, even if it's 1% to 2%, they get thrown in that.
But other countries are way worse. You know, if you get arrested in India or China, it's reciprocal.
We never had that.
The whole point of the policies is like, we're going to do what you do. You guys deport people all day. So will we. That's the whole
They're not deporting. They're deporting and putting them in prison in El Salvador.
No, not everybody. Some people are just getting deported.
If you're deporting someone that's illegal here, that's one thing. But if you're deporting
but that's not the narrative. They're saying the criminals are going to the El Salvador gangs.
I actually saw a little PSA from John Favreau from Pod Save America saying there's a guy from Venezuela that was a refugee legally here, showed up.
Of course, there's going to be exceptions to the rule.
They looked at his tattoos and sent his ass to an El Salvador prison.
What did those tattoos say?
They said it was from when he was a kid. They just assumed it was gang related. I have tattoos. Am I going to El Salvador?
Well, let me see what they say.
My kids'
You might be on your fucking first plane back. All right, I got to wrap.
My content of the week, if you haven't been watching White Lotus, the show's incredible, phenomenal. There's 2 episodes left. I'm fully dialed in, so it's the 3rd season. Season 1 was good. Season 2 was great, and I think season 3 is even better. It's all written by one guy named Mike White, solo writer, solo director. It's incredible, incredible content, and highly recommend anyone to watch it because it really doesn't even matter what you do in life. There's so much social commentary on the show that I think everyone can relate to it. Shout outs from Bryce Betts. I'd love to hear Bobby Hundreds on the pod. We'll get him on. We've known Bobby for a long time. Shout out from Tiffany. Shout out to her fiance, Alex Rodriguez. She introduced me to Group Chat Pod when it first came out. We just got engaged in Tulum. We've been together for 10 years. Wow. And listen to the pod on road trips. I love you, babe. So shout out to Tiffany and Alex Rodriguez for getting engaged. Congratulations. A big milestone. And thanks for listening to the pod. We're all set. We'll see you Sunday.